let's get you this breaking update. What we are learning that the energy woes has now rocked the mediator. Now, as far as Islamabad in question is concerned, because the very desperate role of a messenger that Islamabad seems to be playing. Now, this is an admission that is now coming in from their own petroleum minister. He's come out to say that Pakistan barely has 5 to 7 days of crude reserves that has been left. And Pakistan here seems to be running empty on fuel at home. And here is an admission that he seems to have made on an interview to a TV channel in Pakistan, where he now seems to be citing that Pakistan's energy security is under severe strain. So Pakistan has about 5 to 7 days of crude oil reserves, and this is a warning rather that has now been issued by the minister. He says the situation is not like India, that we can release 60 to 70 days worth of reserves on one signature, and this is despite Pakistan claiming and boasting that they have good relations with Iran. In fact, just 2 days ago, Iranian foreign minister was also in Islamabad. Well, irony there. I mean, if we talk about Mayank, because they're making a comparison to India. First of all, there cannot be a comparison in the first place. India is a huge country. We have been well prepared, crisis or not. And despite when it comes to the crisis, India still remains in a position that it is getting its ships out safely out of Strait of Hormuz. So that means addressing the energy concerns. Meanwhile, Pakistan, Mayank, that boasts of having good relations with Iran, why aren't its ships now being released? And why only 5 to 7 days of crude oil reserves that Pakistan can barely manage?
Let me introduce a point here for the viewers' sake, actually saying that it is a recalibration of the entire dynamics of this warfare right now. This is how the Strait of Hormuz move proposal is actually. Almost 900 kilometers is the territorial boundary between Iran and Pakistan. That's what important is actually. Lots of informal trading was being done between the two nations. So what you see will badly damage the whatever, Pakistan was already railing through a major economic disturbances, and this is going to further reel them down into a bad situation, because if not fuel, then nothing will move there, and that will not only increase the cost, but then social disturbances will further increase, which is already disturbing them. What you brought out is actually exactly why the Pakistan may be playing the mediation role of a mediator. That once things will improve, the most important immediate effect will be on Pakistan. But then the way they have compared it with India which has almost 70 days strategic reserve in multiple pens and caves which India has. That's how the things are for at least India is. So Pakistan immediate thing is actually that the things get resolved, because ultimately that will positively affect them. Why I use based my entire things for the viewers' sake is actually recalibration is because it is a sort of a proposal which sounds positive for the whole world, for the globe. That's how it is. So it introduces a new dynamics or a new leaf into the entire discussion which is going on.
Yes.
It is a doable, which sounds doable. And for, let's say, if some recalibration, because talks on nuclear right from J.D. Vance's time, which is April 11, when he left Pakistan, saying that nuclear is the issue which has created all the problem, and
Mayank,
there won't be any concessions.
That also suggests that Iran is also, raising a sort of a suspicion as far as Pakistan's role of a mediator is concerned, because it feels that it is more biased towards the United States. And probably now what we are looking at, as far as this desperate attempt is concerned, UAE has already asked Pakistan to repay the billion-dollar loans. However, now it is being said that as far as the fuel reserves are also concerned, that seems to be running out for Pakistan. So despite that, Pakistan in the end has returned to a begging bowl. Thank you very much for the moment, Mayank and Srinjoy, for joining us. Those were the war updates that we are picking for you.